Continuing from the previous episode 1880. Kid, die! Xuanxin's whole body's strength soared to the limit, and then an unusually loud roar ran through the entire field. His arm suddenly bent, and a sharp fish-shaped bone sword flashed from behind, stabbing Xiao Yantian's cover. Go! The shape of the fish-shaped bone sword is quite strange, and the green demonic energy rises into the sky. At a glance, it is known that it is this guy's carefully worn demon weapon. Dragon God transformation. Xiao Yan snorted coldly. The body and arms were also covered with dragon scales, and the dazzling soul power formed a defensive energy garment to wrap around him. There is no doubt that the fighting spirit is on display. The sequelae of the skyrocketing strength are also very obvious. Now Xiao Yan's body is quite illusory, and only the confrontation between life and death can quickly resolve this sequelae. Bang bang bang. The fish-shaped bone sword carried a moist and thick force. When it just hit Xiao Yan, a harsh metal collision sounded in the acacia flame domain, and even a pool of domineering demon energy. It was revealed from it that Xiao Yan, who was faintly suppressed by that extremely tyrannical demonic energy, was out of breath. This guy is very powerful. After the first blow, the two of them retreated in unison. Obviously, Xiao Yan was still at a disadvantage in the collision between the fish-shaped bone sword and the ancient ruler of different fire. The flame on this little beast is a little weird. Holding the fish-shaped bone sword in his hand, Xuanxin's face darkened. When his own 7-star fighting immortal perfection level power hit Xiao Yan, the pink flames in the field, the flame, as well as Xiao Yan's own fiery red flame, was actually eroding and absorbing his own power. And because his own body was a supernatural being in the ocean, the fire attribute had a strong suppression on him, and Zanshan's heart also appeared for a while. Heavy, although this Xiao Yan is weak, he is probably the strongest person among the 7-star fighting immortals he has encountered in recent years. It can't be dragged on, it must end as soon as possible. After a while, a cloud of water filled out around Xuanxin, instantly filling the entire acacia flame domain, thus turning it into a scene of profound waters. At the same time, Xuanxin's human body is also rapidly dissolving, moving towards another supernatural illusion. Sir Xiao Yan, be careful. This is the body of Xuanxin's monster, both in strength and defense. It has greatly increased. Daiqi on the side was protected by Xiao Yan's soul power, but looking at this scene, he couldn't bear it. After speaking, Xuanxin Qixing Do Xian's complete strength, his body is unknown, and he is decisive in killing others, which is not comparable to the previous 3 elders Xuanyi. It's good to come. After the acacia flame domain was also wrapped by countless waters, the pink acacia broken enteritis still released a rare temperature, but Xuanxin's body suddenly disappeared and evolved into a whale with a body of hundreds of feet. There are dense words on the head of the whale, and those words are like mantras, giving Xuanxin extremely tyrannical and mysterious power. Ho ho ho! The whale monster raised its head suddenly, with a high and furious sound, twisting its huge body, driving the rushing water. It rushed towards Xiao Yan. That kind of oppression, the huge pressure of the water flow, seems to be no less than the oppression brought by the face of the 8-star fighting immortals, but Xiao Yan did not have any surprises. Instead, he was quite happy. What we need is this kind of oppression, what we need is this kind of pressure, otherwise how can we be reunited? The power of the soul. Yu Ming Tianxuan. Xiao Yan sneered when he saw that this guy used the power of his body as soon as he came. His eyes became deep, and a dazzling soul energy rippled into a strange roar, spread throughout the entire field. That level of soul power directly hits the most vulnerable meridians in the monster's body. Once hit, I am afraid that this guy will die instantly. After all, among the supernatural monsters, except for some special existences, there are almost no surprises to cultivate soul power, and most of them are just reckless men who focus on physical strength or combat. What kind of power is this? The great elder on the other side saw this. Bai Wawa's brows wrinkled, as if he could smell a very dangerous aura from this invisible power. Crack! When the soul power was about to attack the whale monster, the latter's body twisted, and the power above the skin slowly dispersed, unexpectedly resisting Xiao Yan's soul attack for a while. 7th layer breaking sky ruler. Without any hesitation, he held the ancient ruler in his hand. With the increase of the flame of the great heaven seed, his body moved like a ghost, and he easily came to the whale monster and beast. and it was a vicious continuous slashing of 7 flame rulers. Wang buzzing. This time, the whale monster didn't have any room to dodge, and when the 7 flames hit its body, a burning pain like a piercing heart spread out on the surface of its skin. Oh! Suffered to death. Water abyss art. Xuanzhen's body was tortured to death by Xiao Yan. Immediately, countless mantras surged around his body, and an aura of awe, accompanied by countless tsunami-like harsh sounds, emerged. At this time, all the water currents in the field are at a quiet speed around him, and an indescribable silence permeates the entire field. A desperate blow? The seal of the Heavenly King. Seeing this guy like this, Xiao Yan snorted coldly. The dazzling fighting chi turned into substantial energy ripples, like a volcanic eruption constantly overflowing. Palms slowly clasped and interacted, one after another of obscure and ancient forces, brewing out. Death to this sect master! Xuanzhen shouted loudly, and then countless water currents formed a water chain in a rare arrangement, and stabbed Xiao Yan. It seemed that every water chain contained a water chain. Enough to obliterate Xiao Yan's tyrannical power. Seal of the Heavenly King. Seeing this, Xiao Yan saw the ancient pattern on his palm finally brewing, and immediately an ancient palm print fell off gently and rushed towards Xuanzhen. Boom! The ancient palm print with a lot of mysterious power touched the tyrannical water chain, and the deafening explosion sounded in the field. It seemed that it would support the acacia flame field at any time. Break away, Sect Master! Seeing this scene, the Great Elder was also a little astonished. How can this guy in the early stage of 7-star fighting Immortal be so indistinguishable from the Sect Master? Boom! After a wave of terrifying energy ripples, the large and small scars on Xuanzhen's whale body, and even the breath were wilted a lot. The blow just now consumed a lot of his origin, but in contrast, Xiao Yan as if nothing happened. Sure enough, the strength has skyrocketed a lot. Now as long as you don't encounter particularly perverted guys, and masters with fighting skills above the peak of the holy rank, I'm afraid that you are invincible under 8 stars. At this moment, Xiao Yan laughed. The increase in strength and refinement, coupled with the increase in the immortal flame, Xiao Yan's physical strength and strength are now different from what they used to be. Sect Master Zan, let me take you on your way. At this moment, an amber flame slowly spread out from Xiao Yan's body, and this kind of temperature and strength made Xuanzhen and the Great Elder look suddenly a change. The pupil shrinks tightly. From that amber flame, they really smelled a fear of death. Continuing from the previous episode 1881. My lord, if you have something to say, our Yaoxuan sect promises you to retreat, please. At this time, looking at Xiao Yan, who was enveloped in hot flames like a fire god, and the unmatched amber flame power in the domain, the first elder couldn't help but begged for mercy in a low voice. He had no doubt that under this fierce flame, it was probably the two of them joining forces, and there was no chance of winning. Boom! Without any hesitation, Xiao Yan's hand caught fire and fell, and the extremely bright flame of holy flame entangled the two of them silently. Here, although the two of them are 7-star fighting immortals, they were ranked as the top 15 holy flames without any precautions. They also had no resistance and were burned to the ground, and even the monsters themselves did not show up. Really turned into dust, but unfortunately there was no demon pill. And without Xuanzhen and the Great Elder, I am afraid that the demon Xuanzang will be completely disintegrated, and the crisis in Butterfly Valley will also be self-defeating, which is undoubtedly a great thing for Butterfly Valley. Let's go. They shouldn't harass you again in the future. After doing all this, Xiao Yan took off his disguise, revealing his black attire, and said to Dai Qi, as if he had done an ordinary thing. Lord Xiao Yan, you. Although they said they deserved death, it would be too cruel to obliterate them like this? Actually, we can communicate well and try to train them. In that case, Dai Qi seemed to be quite naive. Looking at the terrifying scene in the field, he couldn't help but whisper, especially when the two of them died. Pupils, so that his memory is still fresh. Okay, pay attention next time. Seeing this, Xiao Yan did not explain, but smiled slowly. Xiao Yan still understands the principle of cutting grass without eradicating the roots, and the spring breeze blowing and regenerating, but Dai Qi's idea was not wrong, so he did not force to explain something. Let's go home. As soon as the voice fell, the two of them also went to the base camp smoothly. Valley Master, Patriarch, According to the report of the guards who followed Sir Xiaoyan, the demon Xuanzong sect master and the great elder have fallen. At the same time, at the core of Butterfly Valley, several powerful figures stand here. Among them represented are two women, a hunched figure, a woman with an elegant face, the Butterfly Valley Master and the Butterfly Valley Patriarch, and a man, who is pale but contains a rude aura. This Xiaoyan is truly extraordinary. Let him go to 10,000 demons to join the army on behalf of our Butterfly Valley. I am afraid that this guy will stand in a rather tyrannical area in the demon world in the future. At this time, the Butterfly Valley ancestor said slightly, speaking to Xiaoyan in his voice. Although he sent Xiaoyan to besiege Xuanshan out of selfishness and a deal, he was quite happy to hear Xiaoyan's achievements like this. If there is no Xiaoyan, I am afraid that it will take a lot of strength to face the 7-star fighting immortals. That kind of price is obviously not acceptable to the ancestor of Butterfly Valley. Several people nodded and slowly planned the remaining steps. In the next few days, Xiaoyan's life was relatively stable. He had the exclusive demonization method of the Butterfly Valley ancestor. Now Xiaoyan is also full of demonic energy. I am afraid that even some big demons in the demon world are extremely difficult to see through Xiaoyan. Identity, and the outside world, the demon Xuanzong's powerhouse has no leader, and now it is like a scattered sand, being driven out by Butterfly Valley. 10 days later, in the Butterfly Valley training ground. Brother Xiaoyan's strength is really embarrassing. At this time, a group of strong people from Butterfly Valley quietly appeared here, and Xiaoyan was in front of him, and everyone was talking and laughing. Thank you for the past few days, Senior. Xiaoyan is not too pretentious. These spirits in Butterfly Valley are quite friendly, and as the first stop of his demon world, they have helped Xiaoyan a lot. This thank you said sincerely. You brat is very talented. I'm afraid it will cause a wave of heat in the demon world in the future. If it wasn't for my heart, I'm afraid I would force you to keep me no matter what. Butterfly Valley Master nodded slightly and said with a smile. This time, Daichi will also send you to the Myriad Monster Country. But remember, little guy, I personally recommend it to you. Although it can avoid a lot of trouble, you still need to be *** yourself. There are too many strong people in the Myriad Demon Nation, so you need to be more careful. However, there is also a stage for a group of heroes to compete, and it should be very suitable for you. After Shunshi, a graceful figure stood beside the Butterfly Valley ancestor, but this girl is very different from the past. I am afraid these times are under the training of the Butterfly Valley ancestor. Mastered the true power in the Butterfly Valley. Xiaoyan nodded lightly. I heard from Daiki that you came here to look for the Demon Fate Cave. That thing may only get news after entering the ancient battlefield. After all, it is too mysterious and dangerous. Ordinary monsters don't have any information at all. Butterfly Valley ancestor asked. Road. When you send Lord Xiaoyan to the 10,000 Demons country, you will go to Lord Sixtails. I have already told Lord Sixtails in advance that she will take good care of you. He shook his head slowly, as if referring to a sad past. Well, thank you, ancestor. At this moment, Daichi also whispered, and her heart couldn't help but feel comfortable. Originally, as the eldest lady of Butterfly Valley, if there is no accident in the future, I am afraid that I will inherit the Butterfly Valley, but with the appearance of Xiaoyan, some things buried in the heart of the Butterfly Valley ancestors were also revealed, so I decided to let Dai pray. Go and give it a try. Butterfly Valley's strength, even in the Myriad Demon Nation, can definitely be ranked in the second echelon, but the ancestor of Butterfly Valley and some forces in the Myriad Demon Nation were at odds and could only leave the Myriad Demon Nation to come here, but the dusty misunderstanding still needs to be resolved by future generations, and the ancestor of Butterfly Valley also hopes to return to the Myriad Demon Nation one day. Terret. With a sound, the old ancestor of Butterfly Valley waved his palm on the void of the training ground, and a space crack brewed. The directional crack in space can directly reach the Myriad Demon Nation from here. Let's go. The other Butterfly Valley powerhouses nodded and said immediately. Farewell. With a cold snort, Xiaoyan took Daichi directly into the space rift and headed towards the Myriad Monster Nation. Old ancestor, if you send Daichi out like this, will it be counterproductive? Where is Lord Sixtails? Following Xiaoyan's departure, many of the powerhouses here were also worried. Don't worry, Daichi will follow Lord Xiaoyan, and I'm afraid she will have a lot of achievements in the future. You can watch it. After all, this guy is Lord Heisha Longwolf. At the end of the sentence, the place is quiet and maintains its proper order. It seems that the ancestors of Butterfly Valley have used their special monster talent to see from Xiaoyan. It's like something obscure. On the other side, Xiaoyan and Dai Qi, who were in the crack of time and space, were tortured by the crack of time and space at this time, so because of Xiaoyan's dazzling soul power, it was also miserable. However, this kind of space crack, I am afraid that only the old ancestor of Butterfly Valley, a strong man who had been in the myriad monster nation, can display it. Continuing from the previous episode 1882. In the cracks of time and space, there is no daylight, but these passages are as deep and evil as wormholes, making people feel uncomfortable, and even Xiaoyan did not pay attention. There are traces of rare evil fluctuations in the cracks of time and space, just like the evil spirits of foreigners. Smell. Of course, Xiaoyan and Dai Qi were slowly flying through the cracks in time and space. With their speed, it would take 10 days at least to reach the myriad demon nation. Seeing Dai Qi beside him like a curious baby, Xiaoyan also took advantage of this time to chat with him. Through this conversation, Xiaoyan had a deeper understanding of the demon kingdom of the demon world. Although Dai Qi was naive, he better than reading many ancient books in the demon world. It is like a walking ancient book. The demon realm is extremely vast. Even though the demon realm is only divided into 100 countries, each demon realm covers an area of 10,000 miles. It is so vast that it is staggering. Moreover, the overall territory of the demon realm is in Daqin. The world, second only to the human world, is the second largest realm worthy of the name. By the way, girl, do you know the current situation in the demon world? Xiaoyan asked tentatively to ease the quietness of the long journey. The situation in the demon world. I know. Since the end of the First World War, the Demon Emperor has unified the chaotic demon world and divided it into 100 kingdoms, and then selected the strongest and smartest from the demon beasts to be the king of the demon kingdom, splitting the entire demon world. It became completely obvious at a glance. However, the good times did not last long. Soon after the news of the fall of the Demon Emperor came out, many kings of the Demon Kingdom in the 100 Kingdoms were eager to move, and they secretly trained their troops in an attempt to divide the situation in the demon world. And the three elites under the Demon Emperor, Lord Black Evil Dragon Wolf, Whitebone Evil King, and Tyrant Tianshang divided the demon world into 100 countries. The Heishan Dragon Wolf has sworn to follow the Lord Demon Emperor to the death, and the Heisha Dragon Wolf may be relatively low in strength, only at the level of an 8-star fighting immortal, but his wisdom is quite high, and because he has a trace of the blood of the dragon family, he has been beaten by many strong men. In addition to the fact that the Demon Emperor once gave a lot of supernatural grace to the demon world, he now has the background of 20 countries, but his power is the weakest among the many demon beast forces. Of course, our country of 10,000 demons is also a black evil. A territory under Lord Longling. Dai Qi explained carefully. In the initial stage of the 8-star Do Xian, it is indeed weaker. Xiaoyan heard the words and nodded slowly. After all, the Demon Emperor is already a mirror of reincarnation. Second is the Tianshang Tyrant. He controls as many as 30 countries, which has endangered the safety of the demon world, and behind him is the support of reincarnation powerhouses, vaguely trying to rule the entire demon world. In addition to his 8-star battle, the power of immortal perfection can be said to be the real giant in the demon world. Daichi Zaidu said, "Does this guy have a big grievance with the Black Devil Dragon Wolf?" Xiaoyan secretly wrote it down and immediately asked. It seems that the two forces are like fire and water, and the battle between these two forces is the most intense in the ancient battlefield. Daichi said softly, "There is also the last person named Whitebone Demon King. His strength has reached the level of reincarnation. He is the first *** of war under the Demon Emperor. Now he controls the power of 25 kingdoms. It seems that his intention is not to rule the demon world, but to fight with the slogan of revenge for the Demon Emperor. He tried to gather the powerhouses of the demon world and attack the other 6 realms. It is also a bystander situation for this kind of battle. Besides, there are the 7 demon kings under the 3 kings. The strength of the 7 demon kings is almost only at the level of 8-star fighting immortals. Let's compete." Daichi analyzed Xiaoyan seriously. "Well, what happened to the ancient battlefield?" Xiao Yan wrote down these important news and immediately asked. The ancient battlefield is a real battlefield. Because the 3 powerhouses and the 7 demon kings reached a consensus, they were afraid that the battle between them would damage the land of the demon world, so they put all the battles into the ancient battlefield. The so-called ancient battlefield is a special space where the demon emperor led the army of the demon world to resist the evil race from outside the First World War. It is full of countless bones and relics of countless demon world powers, and it is also full of crises. The power of the 3 powerhouses is now approaching the ancient battlefield, and the battle that has been stalemate for thousands of years, I am afraid it will be completely over soon. Dai Chi said, quite frightened. I don't know how many monsters will fall. The situation is really strange now, but if the demon emperor appears, will these guys wave their hands? Xiao Yan suddenly said this. What? Master Demon Emperor appeared? Dai Chi was frightened by Xiao Yan's words and hurriedly said. According to Dai Chi's cognition, hasn't the Demon Emperor already fallen? How could he still show up? And if the Demon Emperor hadn't fallen, how could his many subordinates dare to rebel? Is there a problem? Xiao Yan also wondered. There are many legends about Lord Monster Emperor, even I am afraid of him. If Lord Monster Emperor shows up, I believe that the demon world will be unified, and even these powerhouses will be self-defeating. However, Lord Monster Emperor seems to have been obliterated by the powerhouses of the 3 realms of Devil and Buddha. How could it be possible? Dai Chi said in confusion. Now, I know what to do. Xiao Yan said with a smile. With Xiao Yan's current strength, I'm afraid he really doesn't have the strength to turn the whole demon world around, unless he uses the power of the devil, but the price is too huge, and if he finds the Demon Emperor to help him break the seal, I'm afraid all this will be relieved, and this is Xiao Yan's top priority now. By the way, is there any way to find the black evil dragon wolf? Xiao Yan asked after Shun-Chi. If you want to find Lord Heisha Longling, I am afraid that you have to go to the 10,000 demons to join the army, so as to enter the ancient battlefield, perform dazzlingly or have outstanding military exploits. Heisha Longling will personally summon him and give him a reward. It seems that there is only one way now. Dai Chi pouted. Join the army? You won't let me start from scratch. Xiao Yan heard the words and couldn't help but feel dark. Joining the army is probably the only way to start from scratch, but now Xiao Yan doesn't have so much time. With strict discipline in the middle and even the scene where he could only start all over again, Xiao Yan felt a black heart. Lord Xiao Yan, don't worry, now the demon world is in a troubled time, and you won't start from scratch. A person with strength like Sir Xiao Yan or someone with unique skills may directly participate in the election of the generals of the Demon Beast Army after joining the army. Butterfly said quite thoughtfully, Are there any higher positions in the monster army? In the monster army, from the lowest monster soldier, the squad leader, the general, to the highest monster commander. Young Handsome? The minimum requirement of Yaoshe is to start with 8-star fighting immortals, maybe. It's decided, it's Handsome. Quote. After a chat, the two of them were also slowly arriving in the Myriad Demon Nation. The error-free chapters of Fighting the Sky God of Yan Emperor will continue to be updated on linktonovel.com, and there will be no advertisements on the site. Please collect and share. If you like Yandi of the God of Fighting the Sky, please collect it. The Yandi of the God of Fighting the Sky is the fastest to update. Continuing from the previous episode 1883, the 10,000 Demons country is located in the 10,000 Demon Mountains, and the so-called 10,000 Demons Mountains is actually a gathering place for countless supernatural powers. The Myriad Demon Nation, which enjoys a splendid and fierce reputation, stands in it. The 10,000 Demon Nation's territory is nearly tens of thousands of miles away, under which there are countless power races and monsters, big and small, all crawling under the rule of the 10,000 Demon Nation. The powerhouses in the middle stage of Xingdushan ruled all the supernatural beings in the 10,000 li radius of the 10,000 Demons Kingdom. For nearly 1,000 years, the 10,000 Demons Kingdom also continued its prosperity. Is this the so-called Wan Yao Kingdom? Sure enough, Xiao Yan and Dai Chi just emerged from the cracks in time and space, and immediately landed on a plain. With the help of the towering terrain, they just had a panoramic view of the entire Myriad Demon Nation. The outline of the huge city was slowly exposed from Xiao Yan's line of sight. The extremely rich energy of heaven and earth and the astonishing demon aura impacted Xiao Yan's mind. It seemed that this country of 10,000 demons was enough to be called a real powerhouse. Gathering place. The buildings of the myriad demons are quite strange. Most of them are cast with clothes and water. The cities occupy 100 miles of territory, and the surrounding cities are surrounded by walls. In one of the cages, in terms of defensive power alone, I'm afraid it's not an exaggeration. After the rest, the figures of Xiao Yan and the two stabilized, and suddenly a green shadow flickered down from the huge city wall, facing Xiao Yan and the two with a smile on their faces. This guy's aura was quite good. Moreover, there are obvious marks of the 10,000 demon nation on his body, and he is probably some strong man in charge of the 10,000 demon nation. The visitor was an old man in green robes, and a soft aura permeated his brows, but there was also an extremely strong aura of oppression. Xiao Yan sensed it carefully and found that the strength of the visitor turned out to be 7-star Do. Fairy, a deacon of the guard team of the next 10,000 demons, and two friends have come from afar. I don't know why they came to 10,000 demons. The old man in green robe walked up slightly and showed his favor to Xiao Yan and Xiao Yan. Since the time when people emerged from the cracks in time and space, it was destined that the identities of the two were not simple. There were only a handful of races that could build space-time cracks around the Wan Yao nation. The scene was discovered by the old man in green robes. He used to resign to investigate. Otherwise, if it is an ordinary strong man, this old man will be too lazy to leave. Here, listening to the voice of the green-robed old man, Dai Chi's delicate fingers twitched, and a letter of recommendation floated gently towards him. Butterfly Valley? He just came across the recommendation letter, opened it, and the green-robed old man's expression became strange, and he exclaimed. Not to mention anything else, just the words outlined by the heart-pounding demonic energy on the recommendation letter made him tremble slightly, not to mention how terrifying the latter's strength is. Is there any problem? Xiao Yan asked when he saw the green-robed old man's change. Don't dare, forgive me for being clumsy, the two adults, please come with me, and I will take you to see the 10,000 Demon King. After Shunshi, the green-robed old man's expression changed slightly, and he hurriedly said, My darling, I can meet the guy recommended by the ancestors of Butterfly Valley, and my luck is 2. Who is the ancestor of Butterfly Valley? This was the founding hero who founded the Wan Yao Kingdom together with the Wan Yao King back then. Even if he abdicated and retired, his status was by no means comparable to them, so there would be such a strong reaction. It's work. Xiao Yan was slightly overjoyed. It seemed that he didn't help Butterfly Valley in vain, and what Xiao Yan didn't expect was that the status of this Butterfly Valley ancestor did not seem to be low in the myriad demon nation. In this case, the road ahead will be much smoother. Dong, dong, dong. Just as Xiao Yandi prayed that the two of them followed the green-robed old man slowly towards the city of 10,000 demons, an awe-inspiring Chang flute sounded from the top of the city. The vast territory of the demon country can be heard, and the sound of the Chang flute is quite rapid, as if there is something serious. What's the matter? Xiao Yan glanced slightly, and found several monsters wearing armor at the top of the city. Their fluffy fur and rough and serious expressions were a sign that something big would happen. This is the king's summoning order? What's going on? At this time, the green-robed old man was also at a loss. The summoning order of the 10,000 Demon King is usually only issued when it is quite urgent. Now that I have not received any information, how can it be released for no reason? What about the summoning order? My lord, as soon as the king's summoning order comes out, all supernatural beings must go to the 10,000 Demon Square to gather. My lord, I'm sorry, but please come with me. There was a complicated look in the eyes of the green-robed old man. And immediately took Xiao Yan and the two across the heavily guarded moat of the myriad demons and gathered towards the myriad demon square. Among the cities of Wan Yaoguo, the vast territory is full of dazzling buildings. Wan Yao Square, all kinds of downtown and luxurious buildings, heralds the prosperity here, and at this time, the area in the city is paved with cobblestones. On the majestic square there was a sea of people, and the black crowd made it impossible to drain the water around here, and at the end of the square, there was a slightly raised round platform, and there seemed to be a figure slowly forming on the round platform. What happened? The summoning order issued by the king himself? Could it be that the monster army of the other strong men attacked? But the three powerhouses and the 7 demon kings have already said that all battles are prohibited in the territory of the demon world and can only be carried out in the ancient battlefield. What the asterisk is going on? 1,000 demons square within a kilometer range, one after another. Suspicious eyes stared at the slightly raised round platform, and the hearts of countless monsters were full of doubts. The 10,000 Demons Kingdom really lives up to its reputation. At this time, Xiaoyan Daiki and the green-robed old man brought Xiaoyan to an open area near the round terrace in 10,000 Demons Square. Xiaoyan looked around and found that among the powerhouses here, 6 there are not a few monsters of Xingdushan, and Xingdushan is also looming. What's more, Xiaoyan found that among these people, it seems that there are not only human beings, but also some strange monsters that look like monsters, with fluff or scales all over their bodies. They did not choose to turn into humans, because for some special reasons, the downy and scales are their own weapons for some monsters, but those who can enter the myriad monster kingdom are screened layer by layer, so no monsters will doubt the identity of other monsters. This is. After a glance, Xiaoyan's eyes locked on the raised circular platform above the square. The void above the circular platform was squirming slightly, and a tyrannical demonic energy seemed to be constructing the void and slowly stepped out. That kind of breath turned out to be the 8-star fighting Immortal. The error-free chapters of Fighting the Sky God of Yan Emperor will continue to be updated on linktonovel.com, and there will be no advertisements on the site. Please collect and share. If you like Yandi of the God of Fighting the Sky, please collect it. The Yandi of the God of Fighting the Sky is the fastest to update. Continuing from the previous episode 1884. That's the King of 10,000 Demons? With the appearance of a rather vigorous figure on the round platform in the square, the pupils of countless monsters in the square shrank tightly, holding their breath and exclaiming. The visitor is dressed in a blue shirt, and his strong body contains a terrifying demon aura that rivals the sky. The most important thing is that this man's eyes are quite beautiful, as pure and flawless as rough jade. Out of magic, whether it is strength or character, Wan Yaowing is regarded as a wise and kind-hearted strong man in the demon world, so he is respected and admired by countless strong people, thus establishing his status as a demon king, and because he was originally a demon king. The emperor pointed out 1 or 2, and he was also loyal to the demon emperor. He always believed that the demon emperor would come again, so he was one of the powerful demon kings under the Heishan Longling who coexisted with time and power. I am the king of 10,000 demons. The man in the blue shirt slowly showed his white teeth, and his gentle smile was like a soft light shining on the hearts of every monster, which was extremely warm. Monster King, the king of 10,000 demons. Monster King. After the breath, the mighty monsters on the square roared in unison. Obviously, in the monster world, strength is still the best description, and the law of the weak is still vividly reflected. I have no choice but to issue the king's summoning order today. I hope your friends can understand. The reason why the king's summoning order was issued was because in the ancient battlefield, the personal guards and the army of Lord Heisha Dragon Wolf, who had been defending us, were jointly attacked by several other forces, and their life and death were uncertain for a while. You must contribute your own strength at this moment. If we continue to shrink back like this, I am afraid that in the near future, Lord Heisha Longwolf will have no one to use, and if Lord Heisha Longwolf fails, then the other 2 strong monster army will come here in person, while we are too lazy to destroy and smash our homes to survive. The tyrant Tiansheng and the tyrannical army under the White-Bone Demon King. I believe you must have heard of them. They are bloodthirsty, and wherever they go, they burn, kill, loot, and do evil, and nothing grows. I think that kind of situation shouldn't be what you want to see, right? I have communicated with the other masters of the Demon Kingdom, and today I will coordinate the dispatch of troops and enter the ancient battlefield to help the Lord Heisha Longling. The Wan Yaowing said quite kindly, but for some reason, it seemed that the voice of the Wan Yaowing was it contains some kind of special magic power, and every word and every sentence is transmitted, causing the atmosphere of the same hatred. Disagree. Demon King, if you have any orders or commands, just say it. For a time, countless distinct green demonic energy spread from the body of each demonic beast in the entire 10,000 demons square, and immediately rose into the sky, rendering the place here terrifying. The green demonic energy is soaring into the sky, like the suffocating posture of a peerless demonic beast. Lord Heisha Longlang's army is in trouble. We naturally cannot sit idly by. Join the army, join the army. A mighty and deafening demon sound resounded throughout the square. Starting today, for a month, all the monsters in the myriad monster nation, except for very few special monsters and female monsters, I hope that everyone will actively join the army. After a month's time, the army will be organized and assembled, and I will personally lead our thousands of monsters. The army of the Demon Kingdom entered the ancient battlefield and joined forces with several other demon kings to rescue. I will not force you to join the army. For those who join the army voluntarily, after entering the ancient battlefield, I will personally give you a lot of training resources. Be part of history. The voice of the Demon King of 10,000 demons was mighty, causing countless sighs. The Book of the Monster Book is a unique treasure in the entire monster world. It can be summoned out of reincarnation if its strength is reached, and those who can be recorded in the Book of Monster Book will be qualified to step into the center of the monster world and enjoy the way of immortality in the future. The records in the Book of Books are quite strange. It seems that monsters need to use blood essence to outline their names. From ancient times to the present, only the Monster Emperor can do it all by himself. All other monsters took a lot of time to outline. My name is Taboo, and only after practicing hard was I fortunate enough to step into the center of the demon world. It can be said without hesitation that engraving one's name on the book of the Demon Book is not only a great honor, but also a kind of recognition of strength, which has an irresistible attraction to the spirits of the demon world. Demon King Shengming. Where to sign up for the army? I'm going. I also need to go. Quote. For a time, the entire 10,000 demon square was full of breath, and the monsters were surging. Sir, do you need to sign up? At this time, the green-robed old man beside Xiao Yan asked gently. After all, Xiao Yan's identity was here. The green-robed old man could only ask cautiously. That's what I mean. Show me. By the way, can you send someone to send this girl to the mansion of Lord Luwei? After Xiao Yan finished speaking, he immediately looked at Dai Chi beside him, and did not forget to say to the old man in green robe. I'm not going back. I'm going to join the army with the adults. Dai Chi said stubbornly at this time. A girl's family, what's the style of fighting and killing? Go back to me. At this time, Xiao Yan's stern voice echoed in Dai Chi's ears. But it seemed that Xiao Yan's sudden momentum made him a little dumb. Dai Chi couldn't help but look at Xiao Yan with red eyes. It's good to be here. You are talented but not suitable for combat. Maybe you are suitable for a position like commander? Xiao Yan hurriedly comforted him for a while. Well, then I'll wait here for Lord Xiao Yan to come back, he. At this time, as if inspired by something, Dai Chi couldn't help laughing. And Xiao Yan didn't know what he said casually. In the future, he would cultivate a commanding genius in the demon world, and even in the Second World War in the future, Dai Chi made outstanding contributions to the strategy of Daqin world. Lord Six-Tailed? After the breath, the green old man heard the words, and his heart was aroused by a raging wave. A piece of debris on his arm stirred up, and a soldier in armor came along with the breath, and the mighty General Dai Chi was sent to the residence of the six-tailed adults. There are many tyrannical forces in the 10,000 demons, but only the six-tailed clan and the 10,000 demon king have a good relationship, and the six-tailed clan is also in the 10,000 demon country. It is a top-level force, and it has the handwriting of the ancestor of Butterfly Valley. When Xiao Yan entered the ancient battlefield, Dai Chi actually obtained the inheritance of the six-tailed demon king, both in terms of strength and talent for commanding. Promote. Sir, this way, please. After resting, the green-robed old man took Xiao Yan and slowly left 10,000 Demon Square and walked towards the registration office for joining the army. As an insider of 10,000 demons, he was naturally very familiar with these areas. Sir, just ahead. Well, don't bring it, you can go back. Along the way, the green-robed old man greeted him in various ways, making Xiao Yan quite uncomfortable. Seeing the destination approaching, Xiao Yan also indicated, "My subordinates retire. I wish you a good result." The old man in green robe heard the words, and he also retire with understanding. This is the registration office for joining the army. It's really imposing and strict. Xiao Yan couldn't help laughing as he looked at the imposing manor in front of him and the hundreds of serious-looking monster soldiers standing motionless around the manor. As soon as he finished speaking, he stepped into it without any hesitation. At this point, Xiao Yan's trip to the demon world was completely on the right track. I am afraid that he will emerge in the demon world soon. Xiao Yan can't take care of him, because he is running for his life with the demon of light, and the power of angels is still too reluctant for them. Under the attack, one was killed, one injured and one escaped. The error-free chapters of Fighting the Sky God of Yan Emperor will continue to be updated on linkttonovel.com, and there will be no advertisements on the site. Please collect and share. If you like Yandi of the God of Fighting the Sky, please collect it. The Emperor of the God of Fighting the Sky is the fastest to update.